launched. What's going on Facebook? But yeah, it's going to be a good one today. Here we are, ready to go. We're gonna go live on Facebook, live on TikTok and Instagram. Oh, and Instagram. Okay, fantastic. We are live on all platforms. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We're live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube today, as we are every week, twice a week. It is Thursday today, so I know we've been discussing which day is best to go live. Let me know how you find the Thursday. If Friday's better for you, let me know and we can switch it around. Um, but yes, it's going to be a good one today. We're going to be talking about probably the most important organ in your body. I say that a bit tentatively, but when I explain why, hopefully it makes sense. Um, yeah, as I say, it's going to be a bit of a shorter session today. Just been super busy these last few weeks, so can't do the longer sessions that we'd like to. But we've got 45 minutes today, so we're going to make it as insightful and impactful as possible. I know we haven't done as many Q&As or haven't had as much time in the Q&A sessions to do as many questions as I would like. So probably on next session, so next Monday, so that's the next live session, we'll make that a dedicated Q&A session and just give you guys a chance, the full hour, to just go through all the questions that you guys have, because I know there's lots that we don't answer. So hopefully that'll be helpful for you. And then,
Lots that we don't get to answer because of time.
what did I say?
Lots that we don't answer.
Oh, right, yeah, don't get to answer. Thank you. Um, yeah, as I said, we're going to be talking about the most important organ in the body today, and that is the liver. You know, it, it's definitely the most taken for granted organ in the body. A lot of us don't realize what our liver is doing for us. A lot of us don't realize, I think even me, before I got into all the health information and things like that, I thought you could live without a liver. Same way, you take a kidney out and you're like, well, you still got one. Part of me thought, well, if you take a liver out, I guess you probably still survive. A bit like a gallbladder. Liver, kidneys, gallbladder, they all kind of blended into one organ. How wrong I was. So we're going to be breaking down exactly what the liver does, why we need to care for it, and then most importantly, how to care for it. So that's,
FYI, that our internet seems to be a bit slow, so you're a bit blurry.
oh, okay.
YouTube and Facebook in particular. Just so you know.
All right. Internet seems a bit funny, but if you are on YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, then we are also on TikTok and Instagram where the signal seems to be fine. So if you're struggling on those platforms, you can go on to the other platforms, the exact same stream. Um, what was I going to say? So a couple of housekeeping points before we get into it. So we've got Jade here today. Jade, as always, is going to be Magic Tree Superfoods on TikTok, Josiah underscore Matty on Instagram.
Well done.
And that's the hardest part of the show, to be honest. And she's going to be just patrolling the Facebook and YouTube chat as well for comments. We're going to try and squeeze in a giveaway today as well. We're trying to do a giveaway every single live session. So congratulations to, forgot who won last time. No, it slips me. But congratulations to you for winning your 80% off. So you used it as well, so fantastic. Couple of housekeeping points. We are going to be or what's been going on this week? Lots of new stuff, lots of new kits launching and have launched. We launched,
New herbs arriving.
yeah, lots of new herbs arriving today as well. Sorry, we launched the when did we launch this week? The gut health kit. So we updated the gut health kit. So we had the gut balance kit before, which I personally felt wasn't descriptive enough. I don't think it helped speak to specific issues enough. So now we have the gut health kit, which has specific variants in there. So if you're dealing with H. pylori, there's a specific kit for that. If you're dealing with ulcers, there's a kit for that. If you're dealing with bloating, specific kit for that. If you're dealing with acid reflux, there's a specific kit for that. And then we also have the autoimmune kit as well. So the autoimmune gut health kit covers Crohn's disease, it covers ulcerative colitis, celiac disease, and IBS. So we've really split that out and separated it so you're getting more specific support for those. I've also written the guides to go with them as well. So they're full guides that come free with the kits. And if you want the guide, you can also check out, I think it was maybe the day before yesterday's post. Leave the comment on Instagram, and you'll get that guide sent to you straight away as well. We do also have the brain health kit, or the cognitive kit, launching as well. So right now, again, we have the Nootropic Brain Boost, but we're making it more specific. We're making it more useful for people. So that one's going to be addressing memory loss, including Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, neuropathy, and growing new brain cells. I can't remember the term I coined for it, but generally helping cognitive function, so growing new brain cells, focus, and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's going to be hopefully a big upgrade as well, and I'm going to write the guide for that over the next day or two. And then we also have the joint health kit that will be arriving hopefully next week. So that will be covering osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. So, I mean, we all know someone dealing with one of those two conditions, so that's going to be coming. And then we will also have the what's the other kit, Jade? The kidney health kit. And this is one I'm super excited for. I've literally been working on this one for about 3-4 months, trying to source the herb. Well, first identify the best herbs that work together in a kit, understanding the nuances between stage 1 through 5 kidney disease. That also can help with kidney stones, and that can also help with kidney cysts. That is safe to take. That finding and sourcing new herbs, because we actually had to get new herbs in for this kit, testing those herbs, and then ultimately writing the guide as well. So there's written an 8-page guide to support you with any kidney issues, and then also making it on the website. So that's what I've been doing for the last few months. I'm really excited to launch that kit next week. We've got all the herbs have landed in the warehouse now, so that is ready to go. The guide is written. So if you are interested in that kidney kit, or you know someone who would benefit from that kidney kit, and you want to sign up for the early launch, then drop us an email, and we can make sure we can keep a set aside for you, because I do expect that one to sell out quickly. We only have 100 units to start with, and then we'll be looking to build that up. So yeah, if you are interested in that kidney kit, if you wanna have one reserved for you, then please do, JD Man, just drop in the emails in TikTok and Instagram, but info@magictreesuperfoods.co.uk, and we can get one set aside for you. Mr. Handsome, how do we reach out? So you can, I mean, it depends what the question is. If it's, something specific to your order or something like that, then you can send an email to the same email I just said, info@magictreesuperfoods. If you got a question, then pop it in the chat, and we'll try and address it during the show. Right, I think that is it from. Oh, and then just finally, last chance to get tickets for the Health Hub this Sunday. I will be a keynote speaker at the College of Naturopathic Medicine in King's Cross, talking all things detoxing do's and don'ts. It's going to be a really fun, interactive session. I want to see as many of you there as possible. It's a chance to meet us and talk to us and get some of those questions answered. We're also going to have a stall there as well, so we'll be on the stall all day when we're not talking. And you can buy your herbs, ask us questions, and that'll be great fun. So if you're interested in coming along to that, it's this Sunday in King's Cross at the College of Naturopathic Medicine. I think the tickets are in our story currently. Is that right? Maybe it's expired now. If you go on our page, we did a post last week. The only post that's on there, not a reel, and you can get the tickets, and you can use our discount code as well, MagicT20, for 20% off of those tickets. Swangoid, what can I use for UTIs? So not the focus of today's session, but we will actually be launching a UTI kit next week. And it depends if you have persistent UTIs or if it's kind of a one-off. I've designed a kit that can actually go after persistent UTIs, breaking down that biofilm, and it still will be effective for a more acute set of UTIs as well. But there are, it's sea moss, black seed oil. I do like the use of propolis as well. We don't sell propolis yet. But yeah, that kit raspberry leaf. That kit will be coming next week. So keep an eye out for that. Fatty livers, Ricardo, Darren, that is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So without further ado, because we do only have 35 minutes left, we're going to get into it. We're going to get started. So just to set out what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be going and talking about what is the role of the kidney. Sorry, what is the role of the liver first and foremost? As I said at the start, many of us don't even know that. So, what is the role of the liver? We're going to be talking about the biggest mistakes when it comes to caring for your liver as well. And then we're going to be also talking about the foods that can heal. So we're going to break down, rank them out of 10. That'll be a chance to get interactive. That'll be a chance to ask questions. What are you eating? Rank it out of 10. Let's see how it stacks up. And then we'll also try, as I say, try and squeeze in a giveaway as well today. So yeah, it should be a good one. It should be a good one. What am I drinking? Someone said. So this is, I've got a bit of a cold coming on, probably from all the traveling. So this is a tonic. It's astragalus. It is manuka honey, and it is lemon. So this is the cold kill. I mean, there's lots of things. There's also black seed oil, which is my favorite for getting rid of a cold. You can see how our black seed oil rode the storm with us traveling because that's how much it was used. You can see that there. So yeah. Right, let's get into it. Tastes lovely too. Okay. And Jade, I'm going to need your help on this one to keep me. I could talk about the liver I have before for an hour in itself. So we'll try and leave this to 10 minutes if you could. Cool. So when it comes to the liver, what do we need to know? What are the most important things? Um, for first thing to say is the liver plays a role in every single system in your body. I don't think there is actually a system in the body that doesn't involve the liver. I'm trying to think. Musculoskeletal, yep, your muscles definitely need the liver. The circulatory system, the liver is central to that. Even your nervous system, your brain and nervous system, your liver plays a massive role in that. Even respiratory system, maybe that's the most indirect, but the toxins that end up in the lungs still have to get processed through the liver. So there isn't a single system in the body, the urinary system, the toxins have to go through the liver before they go to the kidneys, the digestive system, the liver is central to that. So even the lymphatic system, the liver is your macro lymphatic filter. So the liver runs through everything. It has over 2,000 jobs in the body, and I'll repeat that, it has over 2,000 jobs in the body. Not many organs have even close to that number of jobs. You can think of your liver as your second brain because your liver will remember if you have cake every year on your birthday. So every year it will give you a bit more bile to break down that extra bit of fat on your birthday for the cake because it remembers. Your liver will know if every Friday you treat yourself to a fish and chips and it will prepare your body for that process. That's why, sometimes if you go from eating an unhealthy diet to a healthy diet, it takes your liver a bit of time to adjust because your liver remembers. Your liver's thinking, "Oh, Friday, all right, guys, let's get the bile ready. Let's increase that stomach acid because we've got a big greasy fish and chips coming." And then all of a sudden, you've decided to go on a diet, and then you're having a salad, and you've got all this excess stomach acid and all this excess bile, and you're like, "Oh, I don't feel so well." It can take a little bit of time because your liver learns your processes. Your liver is adaptive. Your liver understands you better than you do. Your liver is your second brain in that sense. So when I describe the liver as the most important organ in the body, you could probably say yes, your brain is more important. Um, but if you are brain dead, you can still be alive. If your liver's not functioning, if your liver's not doing its job, you can't be alive because you can't filter blood. If you don't filter blood, you can't really do that. Even if we think about the heart, like a lot of people say, "Oh, the heart must be your most important organ." They've built machines that can replicate the heart, that can pump blood because the heart is a valve. It's intelligent, but it's a valve. It doesn't have anywhere near as much intelligence as the liver, which has to control all of these different processes. Some of them are primarily, some of them are secondarily, But the liver is the most important. As I've spoken through it, I've actually convinced myself the liver is the most important organ in the body. Um, so, what does the liver do primarily? I guess I've said 2,000 jobs. What does it functionally do for you? So your liver is primarily a filter, so it filters out toxins. Now we've been led to believe, oh, but your kidneys is what filters out the toxins, and that's not the case. Your liver actually filters out the toxins and then sends it to the kidneys, which is more like a containment tank, and then your kidneys processes the toxins. So your kidneys decide what gets recycled, what goes back in, what goes out as urine, what just gets stored. So that's what the kidneys do. But the liver is actually responsible for filtering out those toxins and deciding what gets processed. Your liver is also responsible for nutrient synthesis. So when you break down your iron, when you break down your B12, when you break down your fats, all of this has to go through the liver. All of this has to go through the liver. It also plays a hugely important role in bile. Now, bile, if the liver is the most underrated organ, bile is probably the most underrated substance inside the human body because without bile, there's no digestion, and without digestion, there's no life. So, bile is responsible for breaking down fats. When your bile is strong, your stomach acid is strong, that means you kill bacteria, you kill pathogens, you don't have fat-lined intestines, you don't develop things like Crohn's, you don't develop things like ulcerative colitis, you don't develop things like diverticulitis. All of these things are the result of fatty intestines. Bile is your best defense against that. You don't develop things like fatty liver. Someone asked about fatty liver because you have weak bile. And it's a little bit circular because your liver makes the bile, gets stored in the gallbladder, then goes back into your digestive tract, which breaks down the fat, and that's what stops fatty liver. But when you start to get fatty liver, what gets sluggish? Your bile production. Now you can see how that circle continues. Your bile gets weaker, more fat, fattier liver, weaker bile, and that goes on. So, you know, and then it also plays an important role in hormone synthesis as well, cleansing hormones. That's probably the fourth thing, detoxing your body. The liver plays a massive role in detoxing your body, first and second stage. If you have fibroids, it's because your liver isn't getting rid of the exogenous estrogen efficiently enough. If you have high blood pressure, it's because your liver isn't filtering blood toxins enough, so you end up with sludgy blood. If you have high cholesterol, it's because your liver is storing too much glycogen, which is turning into triglycerides and storing too much fat. If you have, if I'm trying to think of see if there's anyone that's someone's asked about, and we'll see if it's related to the liver. Um, Not yet, not on TikTok. I haven't scrolled through Instagram. But okay. I mean, you name it, there will probably be, it's a liver issue. And that's why, I have so many consultations and people will say, well, how do you know about all these different conditions? I spoke to my doctor and they didn't even, or, I speak to people and they don't even know what it is. And you seem to know what it is. And I'm no genius. I'm not, there's nothing special about me. But when you understand everything runs through the liver, we can simplify the healing process because it's not about understanding this methylation test and this DNA test and this blood test and then cross-referencing that with the symptom. You don't have to do all that because we know there's certain pathogens which attack certain organs. And when you know that, you just go after the organ, you cleanse the organ, and the body will sort itself out. The body is a self-stabilizing system. The body doesn't actually need that much support to heal itself. You just need to take it out of its own way. Sometimes, you're dumping a load of sugar into the body, you're dumping a load of adrenaline into the liver, you're dumping a load of heavy metals from cigarettes, you're dumping a load of toxins and aluminium from deodorant, you're dumping all these things into the body. And instead of your body healing, it's like it's imagine you sit down to work. Every time you sit down, I come to sit down. Well, you get called. So you go up, you have to do the thing. That's every time it gets dumped with adrenaline. You come sit back down. What? We make the bed. Now you've got, because you've smoked a cigarette and now it's got to go clear those toxins and you sit down again. What? And now you've eaten a burger, so now it's got a whole load of fat to clear. That's what stops you from healing. It's not because your body can't heal. It's not because you have this super complex issue that you need the fanciest medicine in modern science to heal. You just need to sometimes, and I'm not gonna say every time, but a lot of the times, things like high blood pressure, things like high cholesterol, things like diabetes, things like a lot of these chronic conditions, heart disease, even a lot of these chronic conditions that most of us are struggling with, are just from us getting in our own way. And when you clear a lot of the blockages, the body can heal itself, and that's why fasting has become such a thing in the last few years. I mean, obviously, I know fasting predates the last few years, but it's become really mainstream in the last few years. And it's not because fasting does the autophagy, which unlocks all the stem cells to heal the body. Yes, it does do that, but most people benefit because they stop eating the crap. It's not from the fasting. Well, they're just not eating that extra burger. They're not eating the cereal. They're not eating the spaghetti bolognese. They're not eating the fried chicken. That's what's happening. Um, okay, slight tangent there. I went off in a bit of a rant, but hopefully you get the point. The liver is an organ to be cared for, and when we care for the liver, that's when deep healing happens. When you care for the liver, your lymphatic system opens right up. When you care for the liver, the quality of your blood flow increases dramatically. When you care for your liver, your ability to detox toxins increases dramatically. When you care for the liver, you end up eating better foods because when you eat for the liver, you eat for the entire body predominantly, and then you get all the extra benefits of that. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to explain it because I know there's been a few questions. How do I heal the liver? But how do I heal the liver? And we're going to get into it. But it's important to make sure you understand how important the liver is. There is no organ inside the body that is more important than the liver. We should not take fatty liver for granted. We should not take non-alcoholic fatty liver for granted. We should not take hepatitis for granted. We should not take heavy metal poisons for granted because they burden the liver. And that's how we develop every other symptom pretty much. Fibroids, you name it. You ask me, tell me what you're dealing with, tell me, what you've come across, and I'll tell you whether that is liver related or not. Um, Arthritis, someone said, we can link that back to the liver. We can actually link that back to the liver.
Someone said acne or memory.
All yes, so we'll do all three, and then we'll move on to the we'll move on. So arthritis, why is that linked to the liver? Okay, thank you. If we're dealing with rheumatoid arthritis, what causes rheumatoid arthritis? That is a stage 4 Epstein-Barr infection. Where does Epstein-Barr live first? Stage 1 Epstein-Barr is the liver. Then it moves to the thyroid. Then it moves to the brain. And then it moves to the joints where you get arthritis. You kill it at source. You kill it in the liver. You're sorting yourself out. It's a liver issue. When we're talking about what was it? What did you say? Memory and acne. When we're talking about acne, that is streptococcus in the liver. The liver pushes that streptococcus out to the lymphatic system, and that's how it gets into the dermal layer of the skin because your liver is protecting your vital organs. It says, let me push it out to the periphery, and that's how it protects your body. But that's where you get acne from. It's a liver issue. Memory. Now, this one's a bit more indirect, but if you have toxins in the liver, those neurotoxins end up going into the brain, and that can cause memory issues. If you have heavy metals in the liver, eventually those heavy metals can cross the blood-brain barrier, get into the brain. That can cause memory issues. If you have poor circulation, that decreases your ability to get blood to the brain. That can cause memory issues. If you have liver issues, you may not be able to absorb iron as efficiently. Your brain doesn't have enough iron or B12 to feed on. That can cause memory issues. So there's every single issue you can tie it back to the liver because the liver is responsible for healing. Um, Okay, so we've done that. Sweet. Let's move on to the three biggest mistakes. Sorry, let's move on to three biggest mistakes. That's right. So, I mean, I'm gonna answer a question at the same time as I do this. So, chemo guns, 802, is chemo guns? Okay, no,
Sorry,
that'd be
I
chemo guns.
I
Yeah.
said what about singles, but I think you meant shingles.
Oh, right. Shingles is a liver issue because it's a herpetic virus, and herpetic viruses generally start in the liver, not HSV, but shingles does, Epstein-Barr does, HHV6 does, HHV7 does. CMV can move around. So, yes, that would also be a liver issue. Um,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. So, chemo guns, is there a liver test? And I wouldn't say this is a mistake as such, it's more of a misconception. It's probably more accurate. And there are, so okay, so to frame it correctly, the mistake would be going off the test. You can't go off the test when it comes to the liver because it's not that accurate. There's no test that tells you what's going on inside the liver. You can get a liver scan, and that can tell you cirrhosis, that can tell you if you've got fatty liver, but it doesn't tell you the pathogens or the pathogenic load or the buildup of toxins inside your liver. You can get your liver enzymes measured, so your AST, your ALT, and depending on the ratio of those, that can indicate fatty liver. But there's no way you can test for EBV in the liver. There's no way you can test for mercury in the liver. There's no way to test for streptococcus in the liver. And if it's in the liver, it's not going to be in your blood. So if you get a blood test, it will show negative and it can still be in your liver causing problems. So that's why we can't take testing as gospel when it comes to the liver. More accurate is looking at the symptoms. If you have swollen ankles, that tells me you've got a sluggish liver. If you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, that tells me you've got a sluggish liver. If you have any of those plus fatigue, you've probably got a sluggish liver. If you have fatty liver and you don't eat that much fat, you've probably got a sluggish liver. If you have gallbladder issues, you probably have a sluggish liver unless you've got an acute infection. Anything that builds up chronically is a better sign of a sluggish liver than any test. And from my experience, when you eat from the liver, it's amazing what happens. It's amazing how quickly results happen, usually within a month. Usually within a month. I like to be on the conservative side and say, look, let's take 2 to 3 months to work on this in most cases. And more often than not, week one, week two, it'll be like, okay, I'm not feeling too much, or sometimes they do, but more often than not, I'm not feeling too much. Is it working? Then when I get that 1 month update, it is usually, wow, can't believe the results. I'm feeling much better. And it's not even a case of, let's say they came to me with diabetes, or they came to me saying, I've got really bad joint pain, or I've got really bad nerve pain, or I can't sleep at all. It's less likely that or it's less often that in the first month they'll come back and say, the thing I came to you with directly is healed instantly. That's not the case. So that does take a few months. But what they do pretty much 100% of the time say is, I'm feeling better. Now, that could mean more energy. That could mean sleeping better. That could mean nails are growing stronger, hair looks stronger, skin is glowing, just feeling better. And that is what the liver is. It's your feel good organ. If your liver is not functioning, you will not feel right. When they say just get back to feeling like myself, that's what we're talking about here. That's the liver. Because the liver is what makes you feel like yourself. Okay. We'll do the second. Okay, I'm just reading some messages on Facebook. So epilepsy, more of a lesson, still link it to the liver. So we'll try and get to that in the Q&A. Autism, we've done a lot of talking on autism. We'll probably do another live session soon. I'll probably start doing a monthly live session on autism just because we get that question so often. We are based in London, and we do consultations as well for autism, so I'd probably recommend that most, so we can really do a specific deep dive on his specific symptoms. And then Rachelia, interesting. I have appendix issue, but I did antibiotic therapy instead of surgery. But when I eat certain foods, I get pain and burning sensation and bloatedness in the right lower quadrant. So that's interesting. This is a slight tangent, so I don't mind if a tangent here and there. When you have appendix issues, more often than not, it's actually caused from food poisoning. And that is why it will come and go, because you still have the same bacteria in your stomach. There's a misconception that when you take antibiotics that it will kill all the streptococcus or all the E. coli in your system. It doesn't do that. It knocks it down into hiding, and it will just move into a different part of your digestive tract typically. So when you've got appendix issues, it's typically from bad food poisoning. It ends up getting trapped in the appendix, and the antibiotics might have knocked it down, But every time you're re-exposed to those bacteria, even on an acute basis, that's where you're getting the repeat symptoms. So what we need to do is a persistent antibacterial protocol, not antibiotics, because that will deplete your gut microbiome. We want to be using things like oil of oregano intermittently, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. We want to be using things like black seed oil. That's how you're going to see benefits long term, and try and save that appendix. We don't want to lose that. It's important. It's important for the lymphatic system. Okay, let's get back to the big mistakes for the liver. The second big mistake, and this is a massive one, people eating the keto diet. Whenever someone gets diagnosed with diabetes, which is a liver issue, they will get gone to the keto diet. I mean, at least 50% of my consultations, they will have, received some hard news about their health, and then they've gone to try and change things around. They've gone on a radical diet change, and more often than not, they go to the keto diet on the basis of, well, carbs are the enemy, sugar is the enemy, because that's all you hear in social media. Unfortunately, that is not true. Unfortunately, the liver actually loves glucose. That's all the liver wants to use, glucose. It doesn't want fat. There's a reason. Have you ever heard of um, glucose liver? Have you ever heard of that, Jade?
Mm.
You have?
Mm.
I haven't. there's, there's no glucose liver. There's no high glucose liver. There is fatty liver, because the liver wants glucose. It doesn't want fat. So when you are switching to your keto diet and you're eating your butter, you're eating your steaks, you're eating your avocado, your nuts, you're getting your peanuts in, you're getting your olive oil, you're getting your MCT oil just to top up a bit more fat. The liver doesn't want all that fat. It's called fatty liver for a reason. It doesn't want or store fat very well. Um, there's a reason why stress kills. It doesn't want that. It doesn't want you to drink a coffee every day. A coffee and keto diet is what's sending you into all these chronic issues. So come off that. Get back into good glucose. I'm not saying biscuits and cakes is what the liver wants, because guess what that has? Butter, fat. I'm not saying eat a lot of sherbet sticks, which is straight sugar. I'm not saying eat candy floss. What I am saying is eat proper glucose, fruit-based glucose. Even if you're diabetic, you will be better off eating fruit-based glucose rather than keto diet. You want blueberries, you want watermelon, you want mangoes, you want all of these good glucose plant-based foods. You also want your root vegetables, which is rich in glucose again. So you want your sweet potato, you want your yams, you want your pumpkins, you want your, all of these things. This is what you want. This will help cleanse your liver. Minerals, 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 minerals. That can be mistake number three. People ignoring minerals. You know, the amount of times I hear people say, I eat a good balanced diet, and all they mean is they're gluten and dairy free. That's what they mean. And I ask, what do you do much vegetables? I do a bit of cabbage on the plate, and that's as much as it gets to, because they're not understanding the liver needs minerals. When we talk about hydration, what we're actually talking about is minerals. We need the potassiums, the magnesiums, the manganese, the selenium. All of these is what keeps us going. It's not water. Obviously, we do need water, fine, but we need minerals more. That's what we actually need. So when we're talking about the liver, the thing that makes digestion alkaline, the thing that stops us from producing all these toxic byproducts, the thing that stops us from developing a hypoxic state, which means lacking oxygen, is minerals. Minerals is why a lot of people can eat steak every day and still be fine, whereas some people will eat a steak and blow up like a balloon. It's the minerals. The minerals stops you from producing the lactic acid. It stops you from producing that ammonia gas. It stops you from producing that uric acid. And where do minerals come from? Vegetables and fruit, to be honest. And that's why we can eat fruit and it breaks down for most people. If you've got an underlying issue that creates that hypoxia, it might not be the case for you. But most people are absolutely fine eating fruit, and it's sugar. It's still sugar, and it's because of the minerals. Most people are absolutely fine eating all the broccoli with the oxalates and some of the negative things there, the anti-nutrients. Why? Because it has the minerals. So we cannot ignore minerals when it comes to liver health. Right, I've ended up going on a bit longer than I wanted to, so we've only got 10 minutes left. But so we're gonna sneak in a giveaway right now. Actually, let's do the giveaway now, Jade. And then we will spend the next what we have time remaining talking through, open it up, a chance for you to ask questions about which foods you should be eating. So that we opened up on all the channels. So and sorry, I know I haven't. Yeah, I mean, we'll open it up on all the channels. So if you've got questions about which foods you want ranked, you're eating a certain food and you're not sure, then please do get it in. We'll rank it out of 10. I'll explain the role it has on the liver, and we can do that. So Jade, please do pick a prize for this week's giveaway.
I've spun and
Oh
it's
yeah.
50% off.
50% off this week. Okay, cool. So a 50% off. A 50. Do you know what? I'm feeling generous. I'm feeling generous, Jade. We're gonna pick two winners.
Okay.
But no, you know what? Let's do a bit different today. Why not? We'll do it's Black History Month for those in the US. So we'll pick three winners.
Okay.
Three winners. We'll pick one from each platform. No, unfortunately for YouTube, but we can't see the users on YouTube. So we'll pick one from each platform. So we'll.
Because if people can't on YouTube.
Oh, okay, fine. Cool. So, all right, we'll do four if the YouTube winner selects. We'll do four giveaways. I'll let you do three 50% offs, and then we'll do one consultation.
Okay.
So, free consultation with me. So yeah. Once you pick the winner, we'll let you know who you are. We can get you booked in, and then we'll do three 50% giveaway codes, 50% discount codes as well. So Jade, just jump in when you've picked a winner. I'm letting Jade choose who wins the consultation. Her criteria, don't blame me. And Jade, if you could pick those four winners, ideally one from each platform, then great.
Okay. On Facebook, Wanda.
On Facebook, Wanda. Congratulations, Wanda. What did she win? The 50% off the.
50% off.
Wanda, you've won 50% off. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. Wanda, if you're still here, let us know and we can get that sent over to you. Um, yeah. Do you know what? I think we might change. I think we'll do this for today. Going forward, I think we'll go back to this first person to reply because then we know they're still here.
You can do the rest. This is Facebook, so.
Fine, we'll do that. All right. So, what we'll do for the two remaining discount codes, three remaining discount codes, we'll do first person to comment, two remaining discount codes, we'll do first person to comment 50, will win those two, and then the first person to comment consultation will win the free consultation across the platforms. So, Jade, keep your eyes peeled and we'll see that. Oh, Wickens Paula.
Yeah, she said 50 first.
Has won the 50 on Instagram. So congratulations, Wickens Paula.
And then we've got
Scorpio.
in a minute.
Oh.
50 isn't 50%.
Oh, it's going too much.
No, I can see that right. 50 isn't 50%.
50 isn't 50%.
So 50%.
I said 50. I did say 50. I said 50. I said 50.
Yeah, okay.
I see Aisha.
Yeah.
It was Aisha. Okay, and then another winner.
So this one will be conversation.
Yeah, so we already had the Facebook winner. Aisha was first on.
Two first.
Sorry, no. Then there was the first person to say consultation.
Yeah, so that was Lady Roots.
Lady Roots. Okay, guys, I was looking at three different screens at the same time. I apologize if you commented on a different platform.
No, I can see everything.
I'm blaming Jade on that one.
Show people the setup.
No, it's fine. So, Lady, can you just repeat the winners, please?
Yeah, so for 50%, we've got Wickens Paula. Congratulations.
Wickens Paula,
Instagram.
congratulations.
On TikTok, Aisha.
Aisha. So if you send us what's the best way? Are you gonna?
I'm
Okay,
the comments.
cool. Jade will be in the comments on each of those platforms, letting you know how to claim that prize. So yeah, congratulations to the winners. If you didn't win this time, don't worry.
They've done it wrong.
I always mess up the line. If you didn't, if you didn't win this time, don't worry. You'll have your chance to win next Tuesday. No, next Monday. Oh, okay, not for me. Yeah, game show hosting is not in my career. You know what, guys? I've spent too long on the giveaway. So what we'll do is I don't want to rush through because the liver is a really important topic. It's a really important topic. We'll probably split it into two parts because I don't just want to rush through the benefits. I want to fully explain which herbs can work, which foods are best, And I think we'll best do that in a part 2. So we'll do that on Tuesday's session, and then next Thursday we'll just dedicate that one to a full Q&A. Did I see Wickens Paula say we'll see me on Sunday? So if you're going to be at the Health Hub, looking forward to seeing you. Be sure to say hello. What was I going to say?
See you Sunday.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So we've got 5 minutes, so we'll do it for 5 minutes and then see how far we get, and then we'll continue. If we get far enough, we'll continue and just do the Q&A on Tuesday. If not, we'll roll it over. So, best foods for your liver. Yeah, I'll do a quick summary and then we'll go into more detail on Tuesday's session. So, milk thistle. Milk thistle, milk thistle, milk thistle. This is my favorite herb for the liver. I absolutely love it. Teaspoon every day. It contains silymarin. It's the only compound in the world that can cleanse damaged liver cells, reverse fatty liver. Milk thistle is an absolute godsend, gift from nature. 10 out of 10. Black seed oil. As I said, you can see how much we've used ours, but it's going to score a 9 out of 10 for me. Again, one of my favorite herbs, an absolute lifesaver on holiday.
We got the herbs back. Sorry.
Huh?
You said we got the herbs.
Oh yeah. An absolute lifesaver on holiday. The amount of times, it saved us from verrucas. It saved us from colds, flus, even a bit of dengue fever risk.
After I thought I probably might have malaria from 25 bites.
Yeah, all the colds that we caught on the planes. Absolutely brilliant, the black seed oil, and it cleanses the liver. Opens up those detox pathways, rich in antioxidants called thymoquinone to break it down. Does a lot of good work. One of my other favorite supplements, I actually made a video about this earlier this week, is spirulina. Spirulina, another gift from nature, detoxes the brain, detoxes the nervous system, but also detoxes the liver, particularly of heavy metals, binds to them. It's a bit salty, but one of my favorite herbs, absolutely brilliant. And then the shilajit as well. Ultra pure shilajit here from the Himalayan mountains. The reason I love this one for the liver, it helps your methylation, so it helps you to digest food. It boosts coenzyme Q10, which is a very important compound from being able to break down nutrients like iron and B12. So this kind of improves your mitochondrial energy as well. So basically on a cellular level, it recharges your batteries. So another one of my favorites for the liver. That's more from a herbal perspective. There's other great herbs like dandelion, which we don't sell yet. Nettle leaf is another great herb. These all scores 8+ out of 10. Artichoke leaf is fantastic for bioproduction. That would also score an 8 out of 10. What else we got? Those are the main ones. I mean, I've given you a lot of herbs there. So those would all score 8 out of 10s. I want to make that a more interactive and give you the chance. You might have actually it doesn't auto scroll down, so I haven't seen all the comments. Sugar saying actually mix your spirulina, shilajit, and brahmi together. Is that okay? That's absolutely fine. That's great for the nerves. That's great for your adrenals as well. So yeah, fine doing that.
Someone asked us what oil of oregano. Do you have an oregano protocol?
Oil of oregano, you want to mix that in a 5-to-1 ratio with a carrier oil like coconut oil or rosemary oil, and then you want to rub that on your affected area. So if you're dealing with acne, you can rub that on the acne. If you're dealing with herpes, you can rub that on your lower spine. If you're dealing with bacterial tooth infections, you can rub that on your trigeminal nerves. If you're dealing with eczema, you can rub that directly on the eczema. So yeah, it depends how you're using it, but that's how I'd recommend it.
I think you're saying sorry. Are you saying oil of oregano for your son to swallow? Because if so, no. Oil of oregano is to be applied topically.
Yeah, don't consume our oil of oregano. There are oregano oils that you can consume that are designed for oral use, diluted down. Ours is designed for topical use, so I wouldn't recommend that. I do have to jump off on a call in 1 minute, so I'm just going to quickly just recap and briefly summarize. So we're going to do a part 2 on liver health and go into more detail about not only the foods and herbs that can help, but also the foods and herbs that harm, because we haven't done much on that. And I'm also going to break it down in more detail as well. So join us on Monday. I keep saying Tuesday. Monday, and we'll probably do Monday and Thursday and Monday and Friday, depending on the week, depending on what we've got on. So just keep an eye out on the stories and we'll keep you posted. We do post all the lives as well. So if you miss us live, you can catch it on Instagram or YouTube. Yeah. Consultations, they are getting booked and busy. So there is a bit of a backlog. I think it's maybe a week now,
It's been very
the
busy.
backlog. So if you are interested in a consultation, they are all with me directly. Um, they usually go on for longer than what you've paid for, and we do also offer ongoing support, which I don't really charge for. So that will probably have to change soon. So I'm encouraging you, the loyal people that are on the lives, take advantage of that whilst before we figured out how to make that more efficient. So yeah, take advantage of that. Um, what else was I gonna say? Yes, the new kits are coming, so definitely keep an eye out for your emails. Definitely keep an eye out for the Natural Healers group on Instagram as well. Join that if you're not already. The consultations start from £60. The most expensive one is a £200 option, but that includes a 3 month supply
Or
of
four
four
herbs.
different herbs. So I actually need to change the price of that because it works out that you only end up paying about £30 for the hour-long consultation. So I do need to change that. So again, take that before I change it. I think the middle option is a good one. It's £100. That includes a 1 month supply of three different herbs, and a 45-minute consultation. I think it's a good option to get yourself on the right track, and then we can update the protocol as and when. Um, but yeah, guys, I need to run. So I appreciate everyone for joining. We'll be doing a part two on this on Tuesday. Yeah, send us a DM if you prefer Friday or Thursday. That's helpful for us to know. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So keep an eye out. Join the Natural Healers group on Instagram. That's the best way to stay up to date with all the new kits and bundles, and stories, of course, as well. And yeah, we'll speak soon, guys. Appreciate you joining in to competition winners as well.
Yeah, please do email me. I'm waiting for your emails.
Jade is waiting for the emails, so we'll get you sorted out once those come through. Info at Magic Tree Superfoods, to get your free consultation to Aisha, was it? And to
Yeah,
get,
Aisha, Paula, Lady Roots, and Wanda.
yeah, and then the email to get your 50% off as well. All right, guys, we'll speak soon. Appreciate you always,
And see you Sunday if you're coming.
and I'll
Get your
looking forward to see you guys on
tickets. I'll
Sunday as
see you
well.
guys.
Yeah, let us know and say hello. Don't be a stranger. We don't bite. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.